Hello, everybody. Scott Golden Opportunities Coaching here. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you who are seasoned veterans of what we do around here. Trying to strive for 350 subscribers. Would be great if you could be helpful in that endeavor by sharing this on social media, sharing it with your friends, family, loved ones, and all that good stuff. We try to do as many audios as we can on a daily basis. Hopefully here in July we're going to get to a more consistent schedule. That's one of the many goals I have for this month. So if you have an audio you'd like to hear, please comment below. In any event, today we are going to discuss a couple of things, but mainly we are going to discuss what happens when someone goes emotionally numb. Now, emotional numbness usually happens as a both cognitive and emotional reaction to trauma. Emotional numbness often happens over a period of time. Very rarely does it happen instantaneously. However, if there is a really traumatic experience that shocks the system, emotional numbness can be a resulting factor. There's a couple of things here, just about 7 or 8 different things that can indicate a person has reached a place of emotional numbness. And if you have a friend, family member, loved one, or if you yourself are dealing with this, seeking appropriate help from either a religious leader, counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist, coach, somebody that you trust or somebody that you're willing to build a trusting relationship with is imperative to your recovery process. If you're there, you are not beyond help, you are not beyond recovery. And so that is important to note because so many people in that state believe they are beyond all of those things, and that is not factually accurate. It is a result of the condition itself. Anyway, if you've lost interest in all things, your hobbies, your friends, schooling, work, and just basically an apathy towards the condition of living, that is one way to know that you're emotionally numb. That apathy comes as a result of certain endorphins not being released into your body from your brain. It also comes from usually traumatic disappointments not being handled in a proper manner and thereby creating a feeling of apathy and listlessness within a person. Directly related to that, lack of interest in daily events is a lack of joy. So things that you used to enjoy, things that used to be meaningful to you, hobbies, friendships, romantic relationships, sometimes even things like physical arousal or having an intimate relationship with a physically intimate relationship with another person, all of that goes away. And what it's replaced by is, again, that apathy and listlessness that comes around and goes, it's just here. I relegate it to, for most people, imagine walking around shrugging at everything. Your shoulders are lifted up. Hey, that could be good. Who cares? It's an emotional shrug because there is no there is no difference to life. There is no difference to events. They all feel the same. They all present the same, and thus, therefore, the reaction of the person going through emotional numbness is generally the same. Now, here's an interesting thing that people don't realize. If this goes on for an extended period of time, several weeks, several months, you can actually have dullness of senses. Food won't taste the same, and so something you like to eat might just be like, who cares? I used to like this, and all of a sudden I don't anymore. Your sense of smell, the sensitivity to certain scents will be gone. Even colors can be duller, less vibrant. Feeling things, you almost feel disconnected from your own body, and you can be touching something but wonder if it's actually happening. There is the sense of hearing where things either kind of become like a dull roar, or it's like you don't hear full sentences. Also, the ability to concentrate on your senses is difficult, and so things may hold your attention for shorter periods of time. All of this are sensory cues that your emotions have kind of numbed out or dumbed down a little bit. Desire for the future, desire for things that mattered to you before, desire to start new projects, desire to be alive, but also to enjoy or embrace things in life. There is no desire for the future, sometimes even loss of interest in things that were once nostalgic to you can occur. And so there's no desire to go forward, and that leads to indecision. So, usually, a person who has emotional balance has preferences. I may not like strawberry, but I like chocolate. I may not like fried foods, but I like grilled foods. I may not like, uh, you know, I may not be attracted to blondes, but I'm attracted to redheads. Whatever it is, a person who is in emotional balance has the ability to show preferences and to make decisions about those preferences. A person who is emotionally numb very rarely has any preferences, so to speak, because nothing has any meaning or value to it, so therefore making a decision becomes difficult. Simple decisions like should I put on the red shirt or blue shirt actually can become laborious because it's like, well, if I put on the red, I have to go over here and take these pants out of the closet. And do I really want to wear blue? Well, I wore blue 2 weeks ago Tuesday and on that day, and you go off on these rabbit trails that to a person who is thinking clearly would be like, it's just a shirt, make a choice. But for a person who is emotionally numb, it feels like every choice, no matter how big or small, is like moving a mountain. And so that's a sign of emotional numbness as well. Guilt over things that aren't your fault, or guilt over things that you long ago had resolved, or guilt over everything. Basically, abnormal feelings or intensified feelings of guilt are another sign of emotional numbness, because guilt is an emotion that will make a person begin to feel something. And so, because it's a lower vibrational emotion, meaning it will drag you down. Guilt is one of the few emotions that an emotionally numb person has left. It's my fault. And so, because that's a very cerebral emotion, we can link things to, well, when I was 8, this happened, and therefore, when I was 12, this happened, and by the time I was 20, this and this and this and this and this had happened, so therefore, my whole life is the fault of what happened when I was 8. This is how badly, for an emotionally numb person, guilt can be, because there will be a causal linking or an attempted causal linking to almost every thought, and the link is the one link that everybody has, and that is, it's my fault. I feel guilty. Another thing, too, and these are the last two things for this particular audio, but a person who is experiencing emotional numbness will avoid any and all social interaction. Now, this could be something as simple as interacting with...
Incoming key chat request.
This could be something as simple as interacting with a person who is dealing with issues like going to the store or interacting with people that they were once friends with or anything like that. But it can also be interacting with friends, family, loved ones, whatever it is. At the end of the day, if a person is avoiding social connectedness on a consistent basis, there is a problem there, and emotional numbness is most often a cause. Final thing in this that is important is the feeling to defend yourself on a consistent basis. The feeling that there's something wrong with you and you have to be on guard at all times because someone's going to judge you, someone's going to misunderstand you, someone's not going to care about you, someone's going to feel a certain way about you is another sign of emotional numbness, because that feeling of defense, that feeling of keeping one's guard up, feels like the only control a person has left if they're emotionally numb, and the ending of that is basically social isolation. So it goes back around in a really big loop. In any event, hopefully this has been helpful. We will be back with more audio on a daily basis. If there is something to do for you, please comment below. In any event, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.